The atmosphere on The View took a sharp and unexpected turn when Hollywood legend Denzel Washington appeared for what was meant to be a light-hearted interview promoting his latest film. Instead, the morning erupted into viral chaos as co-host. Sunny Hostin posed a pointed and controversial question that immediately shifted the energy in the studio. With his trademark calm, Denzel attempted to answer diplomatically, but Hostin pressed harder, cutting him off mid-sentence and introducing a narrative that questioned his views on social responsibility in Hollywood. The audience grew tense, and even the other co-hosts looked visibly uncomfortable. That's when Denzel paused, leaned slightly forward in his chair, and said the words that would explode across social media within hours. "I'm done with this show." The studio fell silent. No yelling, no theatrics, just those 6 words, delivered with icy clarity. Seconds later, he calmly removed his mic, stood up, and walked off the set, leaving everyone, including a stunned Sunny Hostin, in complete disbelief. Within minutes, the moment was trending worldwide, and clips of the walkout were circulating like wildfire. Backstage sources revealed that the tension had been brewing even before the cameras rolled. Denzel, known for setting clear boundaries around media engagement, had reportedly expressed concern over the direction of the pre-interview topics, but producers assured him it would be a respectful conversation. Instead, Sunny Hostin steered the segment into controversial territory, suggesting that Denzel's public silence on certain political issues was part of the problem in Hollywood. The implication struck a nerve, not just with the actor himself, but with many watching who felt the line of questioning was an ambush disguised as journalism. Denzel, a master of presence and restraint, didn't argue or raise his voice. His simple declaration, "I'm done with this show," spoke volumes. Social media erupted, with fans applauding him for handling the situation with dignity. Within hours, hashtags like #RespectDenzel and #TheView controversy began trending, with viewers across the political spectrum criticizing the show's confrontational tone. For many, the walkout wasn't just a celebrity moment, it was a symbol of growing frustration with media tactics that prioritize provocation over meaningful dialogue. In the aftermath, The View attempted to maintain control of the narrative, releasing a brief statement saying they respected Mr. Washington's decision and were committed to tough conversations. But for many, that wasn't enough. Commentators on both mainstream media and independent platforms criticized the show for creating an environment where a guest of Denzel's stature felt compelled to leave mid-segment. Several celebrities, including Viola Davis, Morgan Freeman, and even Oprah Winfrey, subtly weighed in on social media. Posting, cryptic but supportive messages that fans quickly linked to the incident. Meanwhile, Denzel himself remained characteristically silent, declining interviews and issuing no public comment. Yet his silence became part of the story, speaking louder than any press release ever could. Analysts pointed out that his dignified refusal to engage in further drama was a powerful contrast to the reaction-driven media culture we live in. The moment ignited a wider cultural discussion about how we treat public figures, especially black men, when they don't perform according to media expectations. The walkout had become more than a viral moment, it was a message. As the debate intensified, even longtime viewers of The View began to question the show's evolving tone. Critics argued that the program had lost its balance where once it sought to bridge cultural and political divides, it now seemed more interested in cornering guests for viral clips. Sunny Hostin, known for her sharp legal mind and often fearless commentary, faced both praise and backlash. While some applauded her for asking the hard questions, others condemned her approach as combative and disrespectful, especially considering Denzel's long-standing contributions to film, philanthropy, and public discourse. Petitions began circulating online, calling for ABC to issue an apology or even consider a format overhaul. Meanwhile, Denzel's quiet exit was still dominating headlines. And clips of the moment were now being used in leadership training videos and conflict resolution workshops. Even classrooms were analyzing it, debating whether walking away from a hostile environment was a sign of weakness or wisdom. For many, it was clear Denzel hadn't just walked out, he had set a new standard for how to handle provocation with grace, clarity, and uncompromising self-respect. Asterisk, asterisk, behind the scenes. Producers at The View were reportedly in damage control mode, scrambling to reframe the narrative and reassure future high-profile guests that the show remained a safe space for open dialogue. Ratings had spiked in the immediate aftermath. Curiosity always sells, but internal memos leaked to entertainment reporters suggested executives feared the long-term reputational hit. ABC insiders hinted that the network was quietly reevaluating its editorial approach, worried that the show's signature confrontational energy was beginning to backfire. Meanwhile, Denzel's team remained radio silent, declining all press inquiries and refusing to capitalize on the moment. That refusal became part of the story. In an industry addicted to attention, Denzel's decision to step away from the spotlight reinforced the gravity of his stance. He wasn't playing the media game, he was stepping outside it entirely. For younger generations watching, the message landed with striking clarity. Dignity is not only possible in the public eye, powerful. And in walking away, Denzel Washington may have just redrawn the lines for how celebrity and media ought to interact in an era of overexposure. Asterisk, in the weeks that followed. The aftershocks of Denzel Washington's walkout remained in the spotlight, as media circles and fan communities alike dissected every frame, facial expression, and line exchange during the viral encounter. What began as a flashpoint of celebrity drama soon evolved into a case study in media ethics with journalism. Professors and cultural critics weighing in on how the incident reflected deeper tensions in American discourse. Sunny Hostin eventually addressed the controversy in a brief segment, maintaining that she had asked tough but fair questions, though many felt her tone lacked accountability. Meanwhile, Denzel's silence continued to speak volumes, without issuing a single tweet, statement, or interview. The veteran actor had redirected the cultural conversation without lifting a finger. Fan pages began circulating older interviews of his, highlighting his emphasis on integrity, humility, and respect, contrasting them with the chaos that erupted on The View, in a world increasingly ruled by soundbites and sensationalism. Invincible's silent stand became something rare, a moment of quiet defiance that reminded audiences and journalists that boundaries still matter. Eventually, the buzz began to wane, but the impact of that one moment lingered in unexpected ways. Other celebrities who had once tolerated abrasive interviews started speaking up, quietly declining bookings on programs with a reputation for provocation. List publicists cited Denzel Washington's stance as a turning point, urging their clients to prioritize environments that respect dialogue over drama. Even viewers who had long tuned in for the sparks began asking whether the spectacle was worth the discomfort. Meanwhile, The View, despite its legacy, found itself under new scrutiny. Panels on rival networks debated whether the show's format needed a reset, or if this was simply the cost of telling hard truths. But for many, Denzel had already provided the real answer. In walking away, in shutting it down without theatrics, he reminded the world that real strength often comes not from fighting back, but from choosing not to fight at all. His exit wasn't just a reaction, it was a statement. One that continues to echo every time a guest now asks, before sitting down on any stage, is this a conversation or a trap? Asterisk, Denzel's decision to walk off the set may have appeared abrupt, but for those familiar with his career, it was perfectly in character. Known for his commitment to truth, discipline, and moral clarity, Washington has long navigated Hollywood without compromising his values. This moment, though dramatic, was simply an extension of that ethos. As the media frenzy tried to twist his silence into mystery or strategy, those closest to him painted a different picture. He's not interested in spectacle, said a longtime collaborator. He just knows when it's time to stand up, pour, walk away. That authenticity resonated deeply in a cultural moment where curated personas often eclipse real conviction. His quiet exit offered no viral clapback, no flashy statement, just a powerful refusal to participate in a narrative he didn't consent to. And in an era defined by noise, the calm clarity of Denzel Washington's exit may have marked one of the most memorable and necessary media moments of the decade. Asterisk.